Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode corporate filings so you don't have to. In this report, we'll be diving into a company that's still searching for its perfect match, kind of like being set up on a blind date, but with millions of dollars at stake. What I am talking about, we're diving into Helix Acquisition Corp 2's latest report, which shows they are still looking to merge with a healthcare company. Before we get started, if you are into making smart money decisions, hit that subscribe button and join our Discord community. It's linked in the description below. Helix Acquisition Corp 2, it's a special type of company called a blank check company, meaning it was created to merge with or acquire another business. The company was created in June of 2021 and they are focused on healthcare. So what we have here is a company looking for another company, and that's a big theme in this report. This is a quarterly report, also known as a 10Q, and it covers their activity up to March 31, 2025. This report lets investors know how the company performed over those 3 months. Now, a little update on their stock. As of May 15, 2025, they had about 18.9 million Class A ordinary shares and 4.6 million Class B ordinary shares outstanding. This report is broken into two parts. The first part discusses the financial information. The second part is other information. Let's start by scrolling to the financial statements. Alright, let's start with the balance sheet, which is like a snapshot of what the company owns, which is its assets, and what the company owes, which is its liabilities at a specific point in time. Looking at the balance sheet, a few things stand out. They had total assets of about $95 to $70 as of March 31, 2025, most of which, about 94.4 million, was held in what's called a trust account in the form of marketable securities. Think of this trust account as a piggy bank for their future acquisition. On the liability side, they had total liabilities of $7.4 million. A large chunk of this is a deferred underwriting fee of $5.5 million. This fee is like a delayed payment to the folks who helped them go public, and it's due only if they complete a business combination or a merger. Now let's briefly address the shareholders' deficit. It's at negative $6.2 million. This means they've accumulated more losses than profits since they started, which isn't unusual for a company that hasn't completed its main goal yet. Next up is the statement of operations. This statement shows how profitable the company was over a period of time. For the 3 months ended March 31, 2025, they had a net loss of about $487,000. The biggest expense was general and administrative costs, coming in at $2.4 million. However, they also made some money from interest earned on the trust account, about $1.9 million. Now, comparing that to the same period last year, for the 3 months ended March 31, 2024, they actually had net income of $1.1 million. Last year's income was primarily from interest earned on the trust account. This shows the company is losing more money this year because their expenses have gone up. Breaking it down per share, this quarter their basic net loss per share for both Class A and Class B shares was about negative 2 cents. But last year they had a basic net income per share of 8 cents for both share classes. This just reinforces that they did better financially last year than this year. Moving on to the statement of cash flows for the 3 months ended March 31, 2025, they used about $735,000 in operating activities. This was mainly due to their net loss, but also changes in things like prepaid expenses and insurance. There's no cash flow related to investment activities, and also no cash flow from financing activities. Okay, now let's dive into the notes to the financial statements. These notes give us extra details and explanations about the numbers. The company is trying to merge with Viara Oncology Therapeutics, and they want to become a Delaware corporation. They entered an agreement with this company in February 2025. Consummation of this deal depends on the company's shareholders, and the transaction needs minimum proceeds. There's something called going concern, and it raises substantial doubt about the company's ability to stay in business, which means that there's doubt about whether the company can continue to operate as it currently is. In order to keep the business operating, the report says it is consummate an initial business combination prior to the mandatory liquidation date. In order to keep the business operating, the report says it is consummate an initial business combination prior to the mandatory liquidation date. In order, if they don't find a target by February 14, 2026, the company will be forced to shut down except for liquidating any remains. Now, let's talk about related party transactions. This is where the company does business with people who are connected to the company, like the company's executives or their family members or other companies they control. Since the company's IPO, they pay their sponsor around 6,458 HARD each month for office space and administrative services. There was also a promissory note with the sponsor, but it's no longer available. Let's move on to commitments. These are things the company has promised to do in the future. They have what are called registration rights, which means certain shareholders can ask the company to register their shares so they can sell them. There's also an underwriting agreement related to their IPO, which includes that deferred fee we talked about earlier. Also, this is where the report lays out how they plan to combine with BridgeBio Oncology Therapeutics. The company has only one business segment, so it's easy to look at this because the segment expenses can be viewed from the balance sheets. Okay, let's move to management's discussion and analysis of financial condition. The analysis shows that the company has no revenue. Their main activities are organizational, getting ready for IPO, finding the business to acquire or merge with, but these plans may or may not be successful. They believe that the funds will be enough to operate for a little bit, but may need to obtain additional financing. Lastly, let's check out the risk factors. These are things that could cause their actual results to be different from what they expect. If one risk is that trade disputes, military conflicts, ongoing inflation and interest rates could negatively affect the company and their ability to do a business combination, for example, the deal with BridgeBio Oncology Therapeutics. So what's the final word to's in? Well, looking at the report. Helix Acquisition Corp 2 is basically in a waiting game. They raised a bunch of money in their IPO and are trying to find a good company to merge with. The clock is ticking because they only have until February 2026 to make a deal, or they have to give the money back. The financial results show that they're not really doing anything except earning a little interest while they search. Expenses are up compared to last year, which is cutting into their profits. The biggest opportunity is obviously finding a great merger target that will make the whole operation worthwhile. The biggest risk is the clock running out, but the uncertainty in the market could hurt their ability to get a deal done. It is possible that they cannot find anything, or for me, there isn't anything in this filing that excites me. I'd probably pass this for now. Alright, that's our breakdown of Helix Acquisition Corp 2's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.